It is 1 o'clock. Welcome back in. This is Three Man Front. We are live at Social Taco. Pat Landrum, Conrad, live on site. Molly was here earlier. She's back high atop Red Mountain, controlling things on top of the Cumulus Media headquarters. We're going to go to North Carolina now. Talk to our North Carolina Bureau Chief of Three Man Front, Demetri Ravanos, joins us now.
Bureau Chief.
Comes
Feels
with
good.
a pay raise.
Feels right.
It's a pay raise,
Does
too.
feel right.
Title,
It's
pay
a good
raise.
title. Yeah.
Bureau Chief Meat, how are you?
I'm good. Pay raise, I assume it'll double what you're paying me right now?
Actually, we discussed it. We're going triple.
Oh, man. The family will continue to have the
Are you
exact
familiar
same amount
with
of money.
Confederate money? It's a
very
little
good.
bit like Bitcoin.
See, what we want to do, Meat, is we want to be able to send you and your family back to your homeland of Greece. We want you to have a...
Meat said he never wants to do that again.
I know. That's why we need to send him back, so he can have a nice experience. Or he wants to go back.
Is this, I'm not going to lie, Pat, it sounded very threatening the way you said it.
Yeah, you're not going to have fun at all.
Yeah, you mind your P's and Q's or we'll send your butt back to Greece. That's what it sounded like.
Right. That's right. I guess my dad was not a citizen when I was born, so I think I might be on the chopping block here.
Got to be careful. Got to.
Really towing that line, huh?
Yeah, got to be careful. All right, let's get to something more serious. Let's talk about the Savannah Bananas being in Chapel Hill, and your head coach there in North Carolina at the flagship university, the University of North Carolina, that being Bill Belichick, being kind of like the guest manager, and he actually got a double play overturned on a review. Is this something now that we should expect from Bill Belichick moving forward, or he's still going to coach the Tar Heel football team?
I would imagine that he will stick with the Tar Heel football team because I think there is a hard cap on how much fun Bill Belichick can have in a single day. And coaching North Carolina Tar Heels does not seem like fun at all.
Where is Jordan? What is she up to? And if you don't know, take a wild guess.
Okay, well, she definitely did not go on the road with the Bananas because that is too much of people looking at someone else for her to tolerate. So I would imagine that as we wind down the spring semester, she is making plans to figure out how she can casually show up, casually pop into every single freshman orientation tour of Chapel Hill.
In all seriousness, though, is this like a concerted effort to kind of dial that back a little bit? Because it was all Jordan and Bill for such a long time, and now they have to be doing this intentionally, right? Trying to step away a little bit?
I mean, do you think that's what it is, Connor? I mean, this is an honest question. Do you think that's what it is, or do you think it's possible that Jordan has just gotten bored with it?
That's a great point.
I
point.
think it's possible. I think it's possible that Chapel Hill, like being a big fish in a pond that little, gets very old. When we can go to the Whole Foods or we can go to the Target. That's about all we have to do.
You know she loves a good Target, though. She loves a good Target.
Oh, I'm sure she loves a good Whole Foods. I'm not saying she feels out of place. I'm just saying that, I think you get used to the big city lifestyle, and Chapel Hill is definitely not that.
I'll be honest. She strikes me as someone who orders that stuff, and that stuff gets delivered.
She's an Amazon girl? Maybe.
I don't know. She strikes me as the type. So I wouldn't say Target. I would say some of the local stores. She strikes me as the type that is very happy to have a store shut down for her to shop in private.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
the boutique
there you go.
with the nice. Yeah, they just got back from Market, and they've got all the new designer wear from France. Yeah,
That's
she
right.
shuts that thing down, and she goes and she has her a time.
You're right.
That's right. And she constantly is yelling at shop girls, "Would you treat Beyonce this way?" And they're all like, "Well, no, you're still not."
Would you treat Beyonce this way?
All right, let's stay in Chapel Hill. Has it calmed down in regards to their brand new basketball coach? I see where he got him someone out of the transfer portal. I forgot who it was. It was
Somebody.
Somebody pretty decent.
Somebody.
No, somebody pretty decent. I just can't remember his name.
It's funny. They are very much learning what the transfer portal life, or I guess what modern college sports life is all about. Because yes, they got one, Pat, but they have lost 3, and so technically Mike Malone is doing a terrible job by that standpoint, according to Tar Heels fans.
Did you see the graphic, Demetri, that they posted of the player development that he had in the NBA, and it had like LeBron and Steph Curry on there, and all that he's loosely affiliated with? And they were putting that out there as trying to hype up Mike Malone.
So it's like
serious.
these 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon for
Yes,
him?
yes.
Oh, my gosh.
And you know what's
It was
funny
hilarious.
is if you know – what's funny is for people that know basketball, like all you need to do is put up a picture of Boogie Cousins next to him. That is the one human being that fellow Mobile native DeMarcus Cousins ever liked in his entire life. Was the old – like Mike Malone is the only coach that got DeMarcus Cousins to do exactly what he wanted to do.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I mean, I think it's a good thing. Like he felt like for years everybody was saying, if only he would just listen to coaches, and then he got Mike Malone, listened to a coach, and they shipped him out of town.
Demetri, I know that you're a just avid golfer and you love golf, but
Sure.
were you able to appreciate what Rory did over 4 days in Augusta, Georgia?
I mean, the collapse was hilarious. Bringing it back, sure, why not? I don't know. Like, I'm not going to pretend I watched more than like 3 minutes of this thing. But it is always funny whenever you hear historic lead followed the next day by terrible collapse.
It is, and that's golf.
That absolutely is golf.
I think it's a lot of individual sports, right?
No, I think you're spot on there, Demetri. I did want to ask you, since I know you were locked into this, since you watched 3 minutes of the Masters. I'm sure you came down to Tuscaloosa for A-Day. I wanted to get some of your early thoughts. It looks like Keelan Russell's going to be the guy at quarterback. Anything you heard out of A-Day that maybe was a big takeaway for you, or a big exclamation mark on the spring for the Tide?
Well, Conrad, I did not make it down to Tuscaloosa, but like any good Alabama fan not in Tuscaloosa, I have absorbed about half a dozen YouTube videos about what was happening at A-Day. I'm very encouraged by Ryan Williams, or I guess now Ryan Coleman Williams' comments about it looks like the video game when Keelan Russell is in at quarterback. That sounds very fun. But I guess at the end of the day, whatever it is you think about Russell or Mack, or even the run game, you got to temper expectations until you start to hear good things about the offensive line.
Earlier we had a Tennessee writer on, and I was asking him about the pressure that Josh Heupel is going to feel this season. They made the college football playoff a couple years ago. They thought, okay, we're back to the promised land, and that was quickly out the window. Last year did not win one rivalry game for the Tennessee Vols. So I asked this question about Kalen DeBoer. If this is an 8-4 football team this year in Tuscaloosa, what are we talking about next year at this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think unfortunately we're talking about him on a very hot seat. I think that Greg Burns certainly does not want his first football hire to feel the need to live up immediately to Nick Saban, but that is just the reality of coaching at the University of Alabama, right? Like, I am encouraged by how the fan base has changed. I remember when I was in school, when they hired Mike Price. And I remember at the press conference, he said he was hoping to be the second best coach in school history. And I remember thinking, what a loser. I am very encouraged by the fan base now, feeling like that certainly Saban is just part of what it is we do here. Is that illogical? Of course it is. Like, you want some patience built in, but I do like the fact that the fan base is not just content to live in the past anymore.
Speaking of the past, during the summer, we used to get some really good blockbuster movies. It feels like Hollywood has all but lost all of its imagination, but this is being kind of hyped up as a big blockbuster movie this summer. I perused some of the movies and looked at the titles of what's coming out. You're kind of our movie buff. Would that be accurate to say that we're getting more blockbusters potentially this summer? than we have in past summers?
Both of the things you just said are true, Landrum. We're getting blockbusters, and none of them are original. Like I think the two biggest things that are coming this summer are probably the 5th Toy Story and the 4th Spider-Man. So yeah, I mean, there are going to be big movies out there. But
you got the Odyssey. The Odyssey's going to be awesome.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I hope it's going to be awesome. If anything, if I want Hollywood to learn anything, it's that we can cut it out with this 3-hour movie BS.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll give you that. Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys have seen Project Hail Mary, but it was the rare 2-hour and 40-minute movie that flew by. I really enjoyed that movie. I don't count on that to happen with every movie.
I went to see Wicked because my wife wanted to see it.
You were dying. You wanted to go see it.
I was interested. I had never seen the Broadway play. Of course, I've seen The Wizard of Oz like everybody else. I'd never seen Wicked. I didn't know the whole backstory. What is this offshoot of what? I agreed to go see it. The start time, guys, was 8:07.
Did you get out there at midnight?
This is the frustrating part about a 3-hour movie. Landrum was a trooper. He was there. He was actively engaged in movie, keeping up with wife. She's enjoying herself. At the 2-hour and 54-minute mark is where I fell asleep. I still don't know how that first Wicked ends.
I assume it ends with Dorothy going back to Kansas, right? Isn't that how the story ends?
Maybe so. My wife has now said I have to watch the entire movie again. So I am putting it off as long as I can.
And now there's a second one. You can do a marathon.
No. There was definitely an ulterior motive that night for me. Go ahead.
My daughter is a hardcore musical theater kid, so I have seen more musicals than your average 45-year-old straight guy has. And Wicked and Hamilton are two that I tell – and The Great Gatsby are three that I tell my daughter, there is no shot in hell. There is no way in hell I'm sitting through that thing.
The Gatsby movie was pretty good. Leonardo?
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah.
It was about 3 hours, though, I feel like. It was long. Longer than the book in a lot of cases.
See, and that's the thing. I hate
the book's so good. Oh, man, I loved the book growing up. I was a big fan.
God, you nerd.
But you are a nerd.
That's right, but it's a short one. It's a short one.
I read books when I was forced to. We had the snowstorm of '93, and we had no power or heat for 2 weeks, and that's all I had was books. You chose to read books.
I had to read that for school.
Oh.
It was good. It was good. All right, so sticking with the movie thing for one more second, Demetri. I know you have to have seen this movie. So without spoiling it, because Molly hasn't seen it yet, but we're doing her summer movie reviews, and the movie that I recommended for this upcoming week, she's going to watch for the first time ever Tropic Thunder. Without spoiling it, did you or did you not thoroughly enjoy that movie?
I enjoyed it. It's funny. Tropic Thunder is one of two movies, and they may have even come out the same year. Tropic Thunder and The Dark Knight are two movies that I saw way too late because all I heard was the hype. And immediately, neither one lived up to the hype. However, years removed, I can admit both of those are as good as everybody said they were.
I saw Tropic Thunder 3 years ago for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, so good.
And thought it was so good.
Really, that The Dark Knight, man, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, what was that, 08? 07,
that would have been 2008,
like that?
Yeah, that sounds right. But no, you were right. The Robert Downey Jr. character in Tropic Thunder is an all-timer.
So good.
I mean, it is a huge swing that is either going to be as funny as it was or
the end of your career.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was either a huge success or canceled.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing, right? Like, you had to really convey the message, and this is what's good about Tropic Thunder. You had to really convey the message that this character is an a-hole. You are not supposed to think it is I'm sorry, not supposed to think it's funny. What you're supposed to think is funny is that he has the audacity to do what he does. Not that he doesn't.
And doesn't think anything of it.
Right, exactly. Right. Thinks that it makes him honorable in some way.
and that, in a nutshell, is most of Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's look, even the never go full word I won't say to get you guys all fired. Again, same thing. You are not supposed to think the line is funny. You are supposed to think the fact that that is just a common thing that every actor knows is hilarious. Tropic Thunder
Yep.
does a really good job of that kind of humor.
Okay, I'm excited
Always.
now.
See?
Oh, see, now she's excited.
You fired
Okay,
her up.
Good.
You're the hype man for the movie.
Good.
That's great. He's Demetri Ravanos. You can find. What do we have coming up in the bubble bath this week?
I don't know. I might have to go after another one of your coworkers this week because I got a nice note about it last week.
Oh, is this about the outer space stuff?
I mean, I'm just saying one of us has to give back their diploma.
Okay. All right. I'll save it for the bubble bath. SEC Unfiltered. Also, awful announcing Demetri Ravanos. We know him as Meat because he is family. Meat, we always appreciate the time. Thank you. And I promise we will not let Pat send you back to Greece.
Thank you. It's all I wanted. This whole wide world. It's tonight.
Hey, maybe we can catch a Broadway. You and Conrad can go and watch Grease together.
I think that there's a lot of other things we could do, Demetri, that would be better than that.
I mean, I didn't say no to that. I'm down if you want to do it. If you want to catch the Broadway.
Well, now all right. Well, then I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm sold. Let's do it.
All right. That'll be great. We'll document the whole thing. Guys, I don't know, Conrad, I guess you're staying here. Demetri, this is where we tell you goodbye. Thank you for joining
All right, boys,
us.
talk to you later.
And tell Jordan we said hello.
I certainly will.
Thank you, Meat.
That's Demetri Ravanos joining us on Three Man Front, and all of our guests join us on the Higginbotham Hotline. We are cruising along here with our friends at Social Taco. We're in the terrace. Don't forget about the half-off happy hour, 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, the half-off apps and drinks. You can find them. More information, go to socialtaco.bar. Three Man Front continues live here on Jocks. Three-man front, we continue live from Social Taco here in Homewood. Great visit and always entertaining. Never know what to expect. Demetri Ravanos joining us. Any portion of the program, you can find it there at JocksFM.com and the Three-Man Front podcast. We've got UFL football, Stallions opening up their home schedule inside a Protective Stadium coming up this weekend, and our friends at Crafts 280 a part of that. They've already donated and supplied food for at least one tailgate. You can make them a part of your tailgate, not only this weekend for the Stallions game, but this spring, all summer long, getting ready for football season. It's not just the Crafts fried chicken. Yes, it's wonderful. It's great, but they got the homemade sides like the mac and cheese. You've got mashed potatoes and gravy, the fresh fried okra, the squash casserole that's been made from scratch, all kinds of different options there. But it's not just the meat and three type stuff. You've got anything from a bowl to a grilled chicken plate, salads, wraps, and so much more. They got the good ice in that fountain drink machine. And they also have wonderful frozen cocktails. You can enjoy the patio seating there out front and breakfast through the drive-thru there, Crafts 280 in Mountain Brook. That's their newest location. It is right next to the Hampton Inn near the Hollywood Boulevard exit. Mountain Brook 280, it's Crafts. CraftsBHM.com for more information. When you go into Crafts, tell those fine folks from the state of Alabama that Landry from Jocks sent you.
So I have just making my rounds, some of the great listeners here at Jocks, and it's kind of split 50-50 on Conrad's Curiosity Crate in regards to some of them are very grossed out by it. They're worried about Conrad. I mean, they're fans of Conrad.
Yeah.
They don't like to see Conrad in harm's way.
Yeah.
You know.
And then others that think it's funny and y'all should put more awful things in there than you already have.
I mean, it is split right down the middle.
I know where Mary stands. She's got my back.
Yeah, Mary is not a fan of this whatsoever.
No, because she's looking out for me.
Yeah, because the first question she had for me, she stopped me as I was making my way downstairs. She grabbed my arm. She said, "Hey, can I get a question for you?" She's like really stern, like, oh my goodness, Mary's mad at me. What's wrong, Mary? How much longer are y'all going to do this? And I said, what are you talking about?
It just getting started, isn't it?
The Curiosity Crate. I said, we're 2 weeks in. What do you mean? She goes, I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, what y'all are doing.
She said she was worried we were going to make him eat the suppository. I was like, no, Mary, we're never going to do that.
Well, that's not what you do with it.
No.
I might rather eat that than the turkey hearts, though.
Ooh, those turkey hearts. Oh, they were lukewarm, too.
But what was cool is, we made a little adjustment. We went back and looked at the film after week one. And, they always say the biggest improvement is from week 1 to week 2. And I felt like yesterday's segment was much better than week 1 because we did not disclose to the audience what we were going to put in the box.
That's right.
And so
that was a good call.
Folks played around with the game yesterday in regards to what it was. I had multiple people text me during the segment. We had people on the text line. I know Mary and BB both were playing along at home wondering what in the world are they making Sweet Conrad do.
Sweet Conrad.
That's what they call you, Sweet Conrad.
That is very kind of them. I was telling Pat earlier, the tofu one was somewhat on my mind because I know Molly's been eating tofu lately, and so I knew that was something that possibly could have been presented, but never would have guessed turkey hearts, never would have guessed suppository. I didn't even know what a suppository did until yesterday, so thank God I don't need one.
Did you take that one home and worked it out?
No, I'm good for now.
Were you soothed?
No, but I'm glad to know that if I ever need one, if I call you late at night.
That suppository was menthol. Did you know that?
I don't think that's a sensation that people want to experience personally.
That cool, refreshing feeling.
Look, Mary's upset now. Look at her.
Yeah, that's not a good look on her face.
She's just sitting here, golly, like she's got a child she's left unattended at the skate rink.
Do we have that other
with
mic
the older
set up
kids? No, we don't. I will get it.
Yeah, they're not.
It's good to know I have people in my corner because I know y'all will never be in my corner to back me up in this type of a situation.
Did you tell Paige what you fondled yesterday?
No, I thought she would be upset.
I'm excited because it gives me something to look forward to as we keep elevating as this thing goes on.
Yeah, that's the scary part of it.
I've already got a great plan for the final crate before the kickoff of the college football season.
We're doing this for another 4.5 months?
Yeah.
Okay, we do need to.
That's like 18 more crates.
No, but the final one will be great. You'll have to sign a disclosure,
and Gary's going to have to be up there to make sure that my vitals are all checked out.
Or we just make you wear one of the whoop things that
Rory
wears.
Yeah.
It's nothing that'll kill you.
I would hope not.
It'll make you stronger.
By the way, thank you for sending me the K9 dog video yesterday.
Like something else?
That was awesome. That was precision.
That really was.
And I got to thinking about Conrad. Would he agree
No.
to do the suit?
I know exactly
and
what
let
you're
a German
talking
Shepherd
about.
attack him?
We have them that train near our studio.
Yeah.
With the Homewood Police Department.
Not doing
and
that.
surrounding police departments. You get out there, you and Fido, because you look like a perp.
I'm glad you said perp.
Yeah, not perf. Perp. See, I'm using the language now. No, but that K9, I don't know if you guys saw, I sent it to Gary. That K9 out in San Diego with that guy that was wielding stuff.
Yeah, I've seen those videos before.
And I was like, that
lucky
lucky guy, because they said go and attack that hand and bring him down by the hand. He's lucky he didn't go for his throat.
Yeah, I would say so.
Which I'd have kept watching. I'll be honest with you.
I love that your takeaway from this was, this is entertaining. Would Conrad do it?
That was it.
I mean, the second I walked in,
you don't want to
somebody
know how
said,
I thought of the suppository.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, the second I walked up here, someone said, "I got a dirty shoe. You want to lick it for $20?" Like, that's what people think of me.
Yeah.
That's the point that we're at now. It's a low bar, $20.
Yeah. Would you soak your feet in the reservoir of a portalet?
Oh.
Which is essentially what you do in your own shower.
Yeah, but it's mine. So it's different.
Okay.
I splash it down there. You know, you kind of cup your water under the shower head and splash the water down there to rinse it.
Have you seen the video?
You don't do that?
No. This was one of these shocking
It works very well.
eating type of videos where it showed a guy, he was in a portalet, and he was sitting on the john, and as you go into some portalets, you know, where they'll have a urinal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So he was sitting
On the urinal?
on the john, but he had some chips and salsa that
that
he had put in the urinal, and he basically was sitting there
eating
as he was doing his whatever.
That's
So you would be against that.
Yeah, heavily.
But if you're blindfolded and you don't know.
I would like to think
There's a price. There's a price attached to that one.
A hefty one. A hefty one. That's not a. Gosh, everyone has a price.
Oh, you just heard him.
Let's get it together. I've got somebody that.
It would be large money, large sums of money.
Yeah, I don't think.
It would be large sums of money.
I don't think I want you to subject yourself.
And I wouldn't feel good about it anyways.
Yeah, the text line is open, 205-834-9450. That's the best way to interact with us. And we've got a ton of texts that have come in through the course of the show. First idea, we were talking about the spring games. And Alabama and Auburn, let's just say you get a Colorado to roll in here. We play it like a real game. We're going to televise it, but fannies and seats, maybe you get the band. It's all the thrills of game day, but you get it in the spring.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. You guys said you're all for it. A lot of our listeners are for it. And Chief says play the scrimmage, charge $10 to $20 a ticket, give 100% to NIL, make a day of it.
Yeah.
Great idea.
I think that's great. And, I know y'all brought it up earlier, but I know a lot of these schools, they try to kind of tailor it around, hey, we've got a baseball game, we've got a softball game, come down on campus, spend the whole day here and kind of take in all these different festivities.
Got a musical group that's coming to play maybe later on that night, mid-afternoon.
But $10 and you know that it's going to that program's NIL, I think a lot of people would be okay with that.
Colin says have some joint spring practices before the schedule like the NFL preseason. You could do that.
You know what would be cool? What if, like, during the Alabama period, at the end of Auburn practice, that Alabama actually shows up and they scrimmage during that Alabama Iron Bowl period?
I like that.
Yeah.
Sell some tickets to that bad boy.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But even if it was a situation where, because we have people all the time, man, I wish Auburn would play JSU or Alabama would play Troy. That would be a situation where maybe you could have some of those.
Would Alabama lift the
Those matchups in the
policy
scrimmage.
on in-state schools if it was a spring game?
Why not? Cut down on travel.
Yeah.
You'd have a huge crowd. I'm sure there's what some people would consider good reasons why that hasn't happened yet, but hard for me to find them.
College basketball transfer portal news. Someone asking, did y'all see your favorite player, Jizzy James, transferring to Charlotte?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the
You're
American
going to get
Jizzy.
to see him a lot.
Welcome.
Yeah, UAB. Can see him a couple times.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting watching him wearing a Charlotte jersey.
All this begging for money from these schools is getting old. If they can't support the sport, get rid of it. Money is ruining being a fan of a lot of people.
And I know that there would be some people that would feel that way. I know like spring games have typically been free. I feel like wasn't there a couple years ago, did Alabama or Auburn charge maybe it was like $5 to get in, something like that? I don't know. Or maybe there's some sort of package you could do where it's, hey, you get concessions, you get chicken fingers and fries and a souvenir cup and whatever, and 50% of those proceeds go to NIL or something. I don't know.
Andrew says, I saw a guy cleaning out a porta-john one time with one hand and eating a sandwich with the other. I don't know if y'all have ever smelt it when they clean it out, but it's way worse.
Oh, that's...
It was very disturbing. I was like, what is he doing here?
To each their own.
And he was sitting there with his chips and salsa.
See, I'm trying to get out of those as quickly as possible. The fact that you would go in there with the mindset of, I'm just going to take my time in here.
One of your biggest supporters on this show and is always looking out for your health and well-being is Fat Joe. He has texted in and he said, Conrad wearing that suit and getting a dog to attack, it's really not that bad. I've done it a couple times when I was younger. It was pretty fun. You would enjoy it.
That was fun? What part of that is fun?
Some people are into weird stuff, man.
All right, we need to run a break.
Each their own.
When we come back, we'll wrap up the last 30 minutes of this show live at Social Taco on Jocks. It is 1:37 here on Jocks. A few more minutes left here at Social Taco. Another incredible crowd. We always appreciate our listeners stopping by and seeing us. And it's warm outside, Molly, and you got to make sure that your air conditioning unit's taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely. Spring weather in Alabama is often unpredictable, but you can always rely on a Train home comfort system. And during their Spring Unstoppable event, you can receive up to $1,350 rebate on select Train home comfort systems. So go and learn more and find a comfort specialist near you at train.com.
So FSU Dave joins us here on site. I wanted to ask him something real quick. In regards to something I saw about Boris Becker. His 1989 U.S. Open Men's Singles Championship trophy, which he won, it sold for $357,000. $357,000 through the tennis auction on Sunday night. It's one of the highest priced pieces of tennis memorabilia ever sold publicly. And FSU Dave, if you're unfamiliar, just remind everybody what you did for a major portion of your life.
Basically, traveled the world to all the major tournaments, as well as regular tour events. As I always joke, getting yelled at in a lot of languages.
Did you ever have any interactions with Boris Becker?
I did. I did a number of his matches, both on lines and in the chair. He was one that always, when there was a big point, he would always serve down the middle, and he had just a monster serve.
Yeah, I was going to say I remember and this was before they would make it readily available how fast the serves were, but he was always, the announcers would always talk about how incredible he was.
Absolutely. Roscoe Tanner told me one time that when he played Boris in the Wimbledon finals, that he claims Boris had illegal shoes, which allowed him to grip the grass better. No idea of knowing if it's true or not.
Right.
But just always found that interesting.
So it's amazing because according to this auction house, it's the only known U.S. Open Men's Singles Championship trophy from the Open era to ever hit the public market. Becker won the trophy by beating Ivan Lendl in the final, giving the German his only U.S. Open title and his fourth of 6 Grand Slam crowns. The trophy originally resided on loan from Becker at the International Tennis Hall of Fame Museum in Newport, Rhode Island. It later emerged publicly only as a result of the champion's well-documented bankruptcy proceedings from 2019.
Yeah, and he, like Bjorn Borg, had a lot of financial issues also. And Borg ended up selling a fair amount of his stuff and trying to stay out of jail for tax
And most of it
evasion.
was tax evasion, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Becker's 1989 U.S. Open trophy was auctioned off in 2019 in connection to the bankruptcy case, with the co-signer buying it originally for $190,000. The trophy was estimated to sell this time around $250,000 more, meaning that it jumped in $100,000 in value in that short period of time.
And what's interesting, too, is, like, as a quick aside, when you see the winner at Wimbledon holding his or her plate for the winner, that's not the one they get. The one they get is less than a half the size.
Really?
I did not know that.
Because my ex worked for Stan Smith on Hilton Head Island at his academy. We'd be at his house a number of times, and I'd see the trophy, and I was always like, well, that doesn't seem right, you know. And he says, no, they just have that for the press, and you take pictures and walk around, and then they give you the small one.
So do they use the same one every year?
No.
The big one?
Oh, that I don't know. They might. Or
I
they
just
had
didn't know if they
different
just kept using it. Man,
Well,
that would.
well, it's like as the U.S. Open, as you guys know, if you chair a final, you get a crystal bowl from Tiffany's, and I've shown you the pictures.
Yeah.
They stopped giving us our trophies on court because they were bigger than the ones that the players were getting.
That's amazing.
Wow, that's wild.
And the players would comment on it, so they got a little bit, you know.
That is something else. Well, I just wanted to throw you on real quick because I know that you knew Boris Becker and you called many of his matches and just found it interesting. So his U.S. Open Men's Singles Championship trophy from 1989 sold at auction for $357,456.
I wonder what his U.S. Open gnome would go for.
I was about to say, that's like 12 Masters gnomes right there.
That would be something else. Thanks, Dave. Always great to see you. That is FSU Dave joining us here on the program. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with some Pat Ponders. That is next on Three Man Front. back for the remaining minutes here on this beautiful Tuesday. Appreciate everybody stopping by and seeing us here at Social Taco. We'll be back in studio tomorrow high atop Red Mountain. All right, let's do this. We've got questions. Hopefully everyone's got some good answers. This is Pat Ponders. All right, let's get right to it as we sit here on this beautiful Tuesday. The numbers are in. Steph Curry had the #1 jersey sold this year in the NBA. Lakers forward Luka Doncic was number 2. Knicks guard Jalen Brunson was 3rd. 4th was Spurs center Victor Wembanyama. LeBron James had the 5th most popular jersey sold, but based on the jersey sales and his fading popularity, is it time for LeBron to call it quits?
I'll let his biggest supporter go first if he wants to.
That's a good question, Pat. That's funny.
He's 5th in total NBA
He's
jerseys.
42.
But he's 5th.
Should the 5th most popular NFL player retire?
Man, he's 42 probably.
I would hate to be Lamar Jackson in his jersey sales, man. I'm sure that's awful. That's a funny question, though. I'll give you that. No, he shouldn't have to retire because of that. He's only got a year or 2 left anyway, so he'll be gone.
Okay.
Come on. What do you think?
That was good.
Yes, I think that LeBron should retire. For sure.
He's still playing at a high level. He'll be fine.
I don't think he should, because I can't believe I'm saying this, but in LeBron's defense, a lot of people who are his fan probably already have his jersey. Therefore, there's probably not as many being sold. At least that's my thought process behind it.
That's right, Molly. He's only been playing for 23 seasons.
Yeah, he's been in the league forever. Literally forever.
BB joins us here on site. Do you have an opinion on LeBron James or not?
Not really. I don't follow the NBA. I just know I'm really tired of LeBron James because I remember when he came on the scene, and it was so much LeBron. He's right out of high school, and he's going to be the greatest ever. And it got old really fast. So I really don't care.
I remember LeBron,
Haters.
after he signed his deal, he had a Hummer. That was the big SUV back at the time. He had an old custom loaded out Hummer. Akron Zip basketball would have never been the same.
You're right.
Hand this over to BB and ask her to read number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3, BB. She wrote this question. So
okay.
I'm going to let her go to it. Go for it.
All right, guys and girls. Hey, Molly. Usually people avoid going to the hospital, but Tallahassee Memorial in Florida had a woman who refused to leave, although there was no reason for her to remain. She had been there for months, even after the hospital spoke with her family members to get her out. The hospital is suing to get her removed. However, there is little information that can be released to prosecutors about her situation or why she was admitted because of HIPAA laws, making this very difficult to pursue. So she remained while her case was being litigated. Hospitals aren't landlords, so they can't use the same kind of eviction methods. Question: do you think hospitals should be able to legally evict patients who refuse to leave?
Yes, because there are people who need that bed and they need that attention and they need that staff. So if there's nothing wrong with her, absolutely, get her butt out of there.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you can medically prove that they're okay to be dismissed, I think there should be a way that they can do that. On another note, though, genius by that person. It's awful, but genius in order to get free.
Three yachts and a cot.
It's a brilliant play by her. I don't agree with it, but got to give her credit for finding a
If
loophole.
it's not her and it's a male, guess what? You're getting a catheter every day.
Yeah.
Now, I would make it as uncomfortable for them as possible. I agree with that.
Well, you got to wonder if she was a homeless woman. I didn't
Well, that's
get that
exactly what I
information.
assume is
But
the situation. Someone
Anybody
that doesn't
could
have a
do
house.
that.
Sorry. Well, hey, if you're going to be here, we're going to let our med students
Work on
practice
you.
on you. You ever had
That's good.
a tracheotomy?
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Endoscopy?
We have lots of nurses that learn how to put in an IV,
Yeah,
so let's
sure.
try your veins.
Yeah,
I can't
let's
wait
do
to ask
that.
Paige that question later. She's
Oh.
going to be, she will lose it.
Oh, you've got rolling veins. Let me try that again. Let me try that again. Let me try that again. Get her butt out of there.
How about you, Molly?
No, I agree. If that person's okay and they're taking up space, then yeah. That's a bed and that's a room that someone else who actually needs it could use.
Staffing in all aspects of whatever you do, it's tough these days, but especially at a hospital when you have people that need treatment.
All right, I've got time for one more quick question here. And, Bibi, you can answer this as well. In 1954, RC Cola became the first soft drink company to put their product in an aluminum can. And in 1958 was the first to offer a diet cola.
Huh.
Back to the can versus glass. Do you prefer a nice cold canned drink or a bottled soda?
Oh, okay. I'll go up. It's got to be glass. There's nothing I like to drink
Just
out of a
tastes
tin
different to
can.
me.
Ugh, nothing.
See-
To this day, I don't like anything out of a can.
It tastes different. I think that if we're talking a glass bottle,
Yeah.
I think it tastes better out of an aluminum can.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I do.
That would be you, Conrad.
Well, it would be. I love aluminum.
I don't have a big issue with the aluminum can, but my particular, I go with a diet drink, and very few places offer those in the glass bottle.
I'll take a plastic bottle over an aluminum can.
Okay. I've had people tell me that on Diet Coke in particular, they can taste the difference, and they think that a Diet Coke can taste better than a Diet Coke bottle. I've never been able to
See,
tell
I think the same
difference.
thing for like regular Coca-Cola. I think tastes best out of a can than anything else.
And I would say that it would still, in my opinion, for me, it would have to be glass.
The
I
glass
don't like
bottle?
plastic either.
That's fair.
No. If
Yeah.
I really want to have the best soft drink I can get, I will go in and get a fountain drink. 'Cause
Okay,
I
yes.
want
Yes,
the
that
is the
true
one.
mix.
Go to Crafts. They got the good ice, too. Hey, Tab. Can you find Tab anywhere?
Yes, you can still buy it.
Where?
I drank that for years.
Yeah. Can you,
Yeah,
can you
you
get
can
us
still
some?
get it. You can get it at Publix, different places like that. But I
Really?
think the pig carries it. I'm not sure.
What does
But
it
yeah.
taste like? I know what it
tastes.
is, but I've never
it
had
tastes
it.
like medicine. Honestly, it has a
Oh.
terrible taste to
It
it.
doesn't taste like medicine.
But if you get addicted to Tab, which I did back in the 70s,
Uh-huh.
60s, I don't know, it's that's your drink. In a bottle,
okay.
though. Tab in a bottle.
In a bottle?
I was born in the late 70s, and it caught me.
Could you compare it to any soda that's currently on
No.
the market?
No.
No,
No.
it's its own.
that
No, it's its
unique.
own deal. And I love the warning that says it uses saccharin that has been tested and proven to cause cancer in laboratory animals.
It says that on the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tells you you're drinking a
Interesting.
real diet drink.
Do you like Tab?
No. No,
I'm not going to try that.
not at all.
That sounds bad.
Thank you, BB.
No, that's tab backwards.
Thanks
Bad.
for having me.
Oh, you said bad. That's going to do it for us. Thank you, BB, FSU Dave, and so many of our other great friends, including Mary, who is on Conrad Watch, taking care of him. Conrad, she's going to pack you a lunch for tomorrow.
Oh, that would be great, actually.
Yeah. All right, from all of us to all of you, have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. God is great.